Matt and Josh, you sell comics DC news of the week. Yeah, we're just ripping right through here, bud.
Sorry.
um,
Left something plugged in.
Batman, the
Spoilers is
Brave.
on.
What?
Spoilers thing is on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, it could be a
It's okay.
spoiler. Maybe
Oh, all right.
Brandon Skellner did get. Okay, so where are we? Oh yeah, James Gunn talked about a bunch of DC stuff this week. We also heard from Brandon Skellner, who
Galana.
is currently, you can see him currently in 1923, which just came back on Sunday,
I saw
which
that.
is in the Yellowstone universe, and it's a great show.
Yes.
It's been over 2 years since DC2's announced its Chapter 1 Gods and Monsters. We're currently no closer to learning who will play Batman in The Brave and the Bold. The Dark Knight made a blink appearance in Creature Commandos, but work on his team up with Robin appears to have stalled, as of now filmmaker Andy Muschietti. The movie is clearly still a good few years away. I hope Andy Muschietti's not going to still direct it in a few years. The Batman Part 2, meanwhile, has gotten trapped in development hell, but thankfully appears to be slowly taking shape. Fans have plenty of time to come up with actors I'd like to see in the DC's Bruce Wayne. With drops, and it ends with us, Brandon Skellner emerging as a firm fan favorite. During the rounds to promote the latest season of 1923, the actors once again addressed the possibility of playing Batman. Quote, Batman has been my favorite comic book since I was a child, and it's secretly been my forever dream to be Batman. That's not something you want to say too much. I started seeing all this fan art, and I was like, oh, damn, I like this. This kind of makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. I think I would crush that role, and I'd love to do it if it ever happens. I'd love to do it. He's both a fan and confident he'd do right by the characters, so we have to believe that he's somewhere on the James Gunn's radar. I've seen a bunch of fan casting for this Batman thing, and it's very interesting to me. I love Batman. That would be a dream for sure, but we'll see what happens. And built for it would have to be the right thing at the right time. While work isn't progressing on The Brave and the Bold or the Batman 2, as quickly as fans would like, Clayface is being released in theaters next year. Does anyone believe that?
Come on. A break.
Like, unless they're shooting it as a super low budget horror movie that they just turn out like every 6 months, there's no way this is coming out next year.
No.
The Brave and the Bold will introduce then DC's Batman Robin, an unusual father-son story inspired by Grant Morrison's comic book series. Do you think Skellner would be a good fit? Yes, I do.
Oh.
He's really good at 1923. He can definitely do the physical stuff.
I've seen him in like next to nothing. I don't think.
That's okay.
Yeah.
In 1923, he's a former World War I veteran and a lion hunter in Africa. So he knows how to handle a gun, just in case Zack Snyder wants to direct. Yeah, I think he could do it, especially if it's like a 30 to 35-year-old Batman, and then he has a young son of Damian at 10 or 11. That's the dynamic they're going for. Then yeah. Moving on to other Batman news, the new rumor claims to set the record straight on whether Robert Pattinson will be DC's Dark Knight. Oh, I guess maybe Brandon Skellner doesn't have a shot. The prospect of Robert Pattinson's Batman becoming the DC's Dark Knight continues to dominate fan discussions. For what to happen, it would require a great deal of compromise in the past about James Gunn and Matt Reeves. The idea has been discussed within DC Studios. There isn't necessarily anything in the Batman to stop it from retroactively becoming the first DC movie. So how willing is Pattinson to potentially spend the next decade showing up in all manner of crossovers is hard to say. I don't see that Batman as having a kid.
No.
He doesn't. Robert Pattinson doesn't seem like the kid type. I'm sure he may have kids. Well,
he's also young. Like, he's also young in the series or the timeline or whatever. And even like when the next one comes out,
like mid-20s.
He'll be another couple years older or whatever. So, like, fuck off.
Ultimately, it doesn't seem overly realistic, syncing up with whatever Batman Part 2 with the Brave and the Bold. The story about the Cape Crusader training his son Damian as Robin would be near impossible without a significant time jump. Unless, of course, that movie is scrapped. For what it's worth, My Time to Shine Hello chimed in to say, Robert Pattinson is 100% not the DC Batman, and new actor will take on that role. Yeah, so talking on the Golden Globes red carpet last month, Matt Reeves was quizzed on Gunn's comments, but didn't dismiss the notion of bringing his franchise to DCU. Sure, yeah. I mean, it really comes down to whether or not it makes sense. What's been great is there was a story that I want to tell that we're calling the Epic Crime Saga, which is the rest of what we wanted to do. It's been important for me to play that out. James and Peter have been really great about that, and they're letting us do it. The Batman 2 will be in theaters October 1st, 2027. Thinking maybe summer 2028.
I could see it being the end of 2027.
Maybe December.
I wouldn't say December because I'm assuming something big is coming out around then. Just off the top of my head, I'm like probably something large. So maybe like it's near Halloween.
Nolan's Odyssey.
Okay.
December, I don't know, 2027. What is slated for? Oh, apparently there's a Star Wars untitled movie, and that's it.
Of course. Apparently there was a photo of Tom Holland dressed up for the Odyssey or whatever. I didn't see the photo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, we saw one.
Apparently it's circling.
Well, we saw one with Matt Damon.
Yeah, Matt Damon.
Okay, Teen Titan news. End of January 2023. We know about Gods and Monsters. One of the press CEOs, Peter Safran, said of the Suicide Squad Peacemaker spin-off, Waller. I've taken a couple cracks at it, but we still haven't been able to land it. Waller has been a bumpy road. As for the Authority, it's not the furthest along, according to James Gunn. It hasn't been made much of a priority. It's a very big movie. If you're going to do it properly, some of the story elements perhaps that are in Superman on some of the other films, we fast-tracked a step a little on the Authority. That doesn't sound like it's going to happen. It seems work on Swamp Thing has also slowed, as Gunn said they only talked to filmmaker James Mangold occasionally about the movie. Booster Gold, meanwhile, has hit a similar stumbling block, maybe, even though a showrunner was nearly attached. Safran said maybe he fell out of love, maybe he got busy, but we had to pivot. The rumor I saw about Booster Gold was the showrunner was going to be Danny McBride, and he lost interest.
Damn.
Yeah.
That would have been really funny. That would have been really funny.
Oh, for sure. Which is also weird because it's the final season of Righteous Gemstones, so
right.
I think he'd have something like maybe his next project. But before getting too concerned about DC slate, with the event also saw Gunn officially announced that Sergeant Rock is moving forward with filmmaker Luca Guadagnino. Daniel Craig was only ever an idea, as they never met. Teen Titans is also happening, with Supergirl Woman Tomorrow scribe Anna Nogueira attached to write the screenplay. Push for an update on Captain America Brave New World writer Matthew Orton's supposed Deathstroke Bane feature. You say that like we've said that there's a Deathstroke Bane script and that Orton is working on something for them. And said it's only kind of like a Deathstroke Bane story. These questions become headlines because they say, "Have you ever talked about this?" Seemingly exasperated later, Gunn pointed out. Well, here's my problem with. I mean, if you don't want the rumors, then announce the whole slate. You said originally, here's what we've got for now, and there's going to be more later, and we just never announced more later.
Yep. Yeah, that's a tough one.
So everyone's going to be speculating all the time. We talked about literally every permutation on the way to come into this job. How we're going to handle it, what actors are going to continue over, what we're going to merge. Talk about everything. Have we ever talked about Grant Gustin, who's the Flash? Yes. Have we ever talked about Robert Pattinson? Yes. Have we talked about all the things? But serious conversations, we've talked about all the things, but serious conversations, no. Other updates include Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow's halfway through production. Lanterns also began shooting in Los Angeles last week. Oh wow, nice. Finally, 3 new animated TV shows at a younger audience being developed. My Adventures with Green Lantern, Starfire, and DC Superpowers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh, damn. Well, we already. Oh, this is a double news story.
A
Um,
little double back-to-backer.
yeah. Okay. So after all this kind of came out, there was an editorial here about what is going on DC and why
Mhm.
they can't get it together because they've had one show, an animated show, come out in 3 years. Is that when they announced it? 3 years
It's been
ago?
3
I don't
years?
know.
Shut
When did
up.
they announce? Maybe 2 years.
We always it's so funny because we always forget and we always have to check it every time.
Announce
Every
DC
time.
Gods and Monsters. Still is that January 20? Yeah. So it's been over 2 years since they announced it.
So they
We've
announced it,
had
they planned with the first year, they produced in the second year, they got the show out. The other things are in production slash editing. So
But
I
we're
mean the
only gonna
timeline
have,
kind of
but we're only gonna have one animated show and one movie this year. And then do they even have a release date for the what's the next movie?
I thought Supergirl was next
Supergirl release
after,
date for
yeah,
Supergirl.
2026. I thought.
For Supergirl.
What? Supergirl.
June 26,
Yeah,
2026. So there'll
yeah,
be one movie next year.
yeah.
I suppose
And then they'll
Lanterns will
probably
be out then next year.
have two movies in
Oh
2027
well,
if
I forgot about Peacemaker. I think that's in the
they're
can
lucky.
too. Peacemaker season
Yeah,
2.
Peacemaker is also in the can, so that's
Okay,
probably
well they're
coming.
starting to catch up, I guess. It just
Yeah, they're
feels like,
catching up.
and my
They're
opera's
catching
frozen.
up.
Um, yeah. So, I don't love that Swamp
Yes.
Thing is like a zero progress. I'm really interested in seeing that.
Yeah, that was a sad. That's sad.
Clayface should be fun.
Could be fun
I don't care
if
about the
it's like,
Authority. I never cared about
yeah.
Waller. Booster
Oh, I
Gold
don't know
could have been
why they're even
fun.
bothering. Why are they even bothering?
Teen Titans could be fun,
Could be fun.
but like that's not happening for. I mean, yeah, I guess Marvel sort of has the same thing with some of their stuff. Blade has never gotten off the ground.
Yeah,
Um,
a lot of
but like no word on a
mediocre stuff.
yeah, no word on a Wonder Woman project. I mean, they had that Themyscira thing, but that doesn't seem like it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Um,
they said there was progress, but
on Themyscira show,
is that animated?
no, live
Yeah.
action.
Oh, I don't. I thought it
The
was.
the animated was Green Lantern's Starfire and DC superheroes
Mm,
superpowers. I'm gonna the Batman 2 just still doesn't have a finished script yet.
yeah, that's what they said. But apparently, I mean, sorry, Pattinson said, and somebody else also said that he had recently spoken to Matt Reeves, and that Matt knew mostly the story and told them the gist, and they were
The
stoked.
gist.
Yeah, the gist. That's what they said.
Just gotta get
So
that gist down on paper.
you got to get that all down on paper.
Yeah.
But yes, that's apparently where they're at. So
Yeah, I think Superman's gonna be good, but I worry if it's not a huge hit and they suddenly scramble
I'm
to like
also worried that
rush
that's going to
things.
happen because
Which is
they
funny
can't do
because we're
that.
talking about like
They,
why don't they have stuff out and now
yeah.
like well maybe
Oh, they gotta
this
rush it.
yeah they decide to rush it if Superman doesn't do well and then it just spirals into
I mean, I
DCEU
hope.
again.
Yeah, I hope that's not the case. But I mean, I think if anything, the Spider Man, the
Spider-Man?
Superman movie,
Yeah.
is going to be, I would say, if anything, like a B plus or over.
Well,
I'm gonna
Gunn is a
I'm gonna
very
call it
good
now.
filmmaker. He hasn't
Yeah,
even when he was doing indie, he was still a good filmmaker. He just didn't have the,
yeah,
kind of exposure that
yeah.
Marvel brings. So he has I don't know that he's no, the three Guardian movies and the holiday special was like none of them were bad. Most I'd give all of them like at least a 7.5 to 8.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I'd agree.
yeah. So I think Superman will be good. I just don't know if it'll make a lot of. I won't like it. Will it make $1 billion? I don't think so.
I think it might.
Really.
Dude, Superman. It's you know what I mean? It's
But
it's
Batman's
the
always done better than Superman in theaters.
really.
I'm gonna
I didn't even
guess.
I didn't even know that.
You know what? I don't know what I'm talking about, but maybe.
It's okay.
Let
I
me
think Man of Steel made like 700 million or something like that, or like 800 million. Maybe wrong.
let me look at the numbers.
Check the
Okay,
numbers.
Batman.
Maddie, check the
Okay,
numbers.
so let's see. First Batman did 412. That was in '89.
Okay, a little bit closer.
What were the recent ones? Dawn of Justice did. Oh, I guess Batman vs Superman did 872, which I think
872.
barely covered it. So what was the last Superman movie? Man of Steel.
Yeah, it would have been Man of Steel. Oof, numbers is trying, eh?
Always been a slow site.
Yeah, it's true. That is true. It's crunching a lot of numbers. Numbers.
Man of Steel did 670.
Okay.
How much did
I think it's gonna do more than that. I think this one's
the
gonna do more than that. For sure.
Batman with Robert Pattinson did 772?
God damn!
And that arguably would be a less like a worse Batman at first. Like, oh, Henry Cavill makes sense. Superman. Robert Pattinson, what the fuck? Right?
Yeah. That's wild that it made that much. Damn.
Yeah, I think Batman's a more popular character than Superman.
I think Superman's gonna make. I think it's gonna make that. I think it's gonna make 750. Easy. Easy. I think it'll be close to a Billy.
Even the first Superman with Christopher Reeves made 300 million,
Damn.
and then Batman, Michael Keaton.
His son
box
is
office.
so handsome in person. It's like you have to stand back. Like the glow from his smile is like almost too much.
So adjusted for inflation, the first Batman made 681, which is about what Man of Steel made today.
Damn. See, the name carries weight, man.
Yeah.
Carries
Fucking
mega
Batman.
weight. Yeah. You're fucking Batman.
Yeah. Okay, so that's DC News of the Week. Appreciate you watching. Let us know
Thanks.
your pick for the Batman.
Yeah.
Is that your Batman voice? Are you in the running now?
Yeah. Where are the drugs? Where are the drugs?
Oh, thanks.
Oh, bye.